Chapter 6, problem number 1. You'll need to use the spreadsheet that was provided for you. As you can see, this is the same spreadsheet that was created in figure 616. So I have done that up for you. So in part A, we're asked to calculate the probability with Z being 1.57. And this is based on a standard normal distribution with a mean of 0 and a standard deviation of 1. So we put in 0 here and 1 here. Now it's less than, so we put the 1.57 here. You just put in the standard deviation, and it'll tell you the area underneath the curve. So the answer for A is 0.9418, as you saw in the Word document. The answer for in part B is greater than. So in this case, we want to put a value of 1.84 here. And we get a value of 0.0329. And probability of a range, we go 1.57, 1.84. As we're using the standard normal distribution of a mean of 0 and a standard deviation of 1, the z-score is the same as the x value, just to make sure you're clear on that. So what you have in this case is you have 0.0253. And just to clarify what that means is between 1.57 standard deviations and 1.84 standard deviations, the area underneath the curve is 0.0253 or 2.53%. So these p-values are percentages of the area underneath the curve. And then we have one that is outside the limits. So it goes beyond the limits. And in that particular case, so we want to know, we've already got the number. This is part D, is 0.9747, which is in cell B18. So just to go over this again, if I didn't make it particularly clear, you start off with a mean of 0 and a standard deviation of 1. This is called the standardized normal distribution. So what that means is the x values and the z values will be the same because the mean is 0 and the standard deviation is 1. So in part A, the answer for part A, after you enter an x value of 1.57, which is the same as the z-score, you wind up with an answer in B10, 94.18%. Now, in part B, for z-score greater than 1.84, you go down and you enter that value in B13 of 1.84, and you get an area to the right of the 1.84, which is 3.29%, which is in cell B15. The next question is the area between those two. So you go down to probability of a range. So you go from 1.57 to 1.84, does the calculations for you. And in cell B27, you have the correct answer of 2.53%. And in part D, it says less than 1.57 or greater than 1.84. So you want the areas outside. So there's actually two ways you could do this. You could take the value in B27 and subtract it from 1, Or you can add, as you can see, B10 and B15 together. So the answer is in cell B18. So add the area below 1.57 add it to the area for greater than 1.84, and you wind up with 97.47%.